Hello everyone, it's me Christine again, and how's about a quick recap for all the new people watching today? So you saw all these great videos on YouTube about water marbling and then decided to give it a go yourself, and then you dipped your finger in that bucket and it turned out like shit. So last week in my How to Cheat at Water Marbling Part 1 video, I showed you how to get the water marbling look without doing any of that water crap. And because we big cheaters at life, I'm going to show you a second method in How to Cheat at Water Marbling Part 2. You're gonna need a silicone mat. There's a couple of them in the nail art market these days, but right now I'm gonna use this one because it has this special feature called the Create and Contain circles. We'll be exploring them shortly, and we'll also be exploring some heroin. Stay tuned. So basically a silicone mat is perfect for applying nail polish on it because it won't dry, and then you can drag a design into it. You could do the same thing directly on your nails, sure, but if you're like me, then you're probably gonna f it up more times than once. By using the mat, you're making your own decals, whatever, and that way you have an infinite number of times to get it right. It's also great for making decals for your other hand. Not that I ever do my other hand, but some normal people do. But what dragging tool should I use? I'm gonna test out all of them for you because I love me some experiments. I'm trying out a striper brush first, and basically what I'm trying to do is mimic the common water marbling pattern that looks like this. Obviously the brush is making it look like shit though. Next, let's give the striper brush another go, but this time I'm not pressing down as hard, I'm just giving it a light touch on the surface. It definitely works, but I don't really like how thick the brush is. So I've seen some professional water marblers use something called a water marble tool, and obviously I don't have one of those, but they look like a dotting tool to me, so I'm just gonna use a tiny dotting tool and see what happens. I feel like it wasn't tiny enough. This time I'm trying a sewing pin, and oh yeah, that looks good. You'd think I was a professional. Ooh, let's go the other direction. I see people do this all the time and I want to be just like them. Oh, that looks like such a delicious cake. I wish it was edible. Now I'm trying a safety pin that I just bent a bit, but it's a little bit on an angle, so I found it a little awkward to drag it with the camera in front of me and not dip my hand in a puddle of wet nail polish. Still looks good though. And just to give everyone equal treatment, I'm trying out a small nail art brush slash detailer brush. Go home, drag marble, you're drunk. So by the way, if you haven't figured it out yet, these aren't water marbles per se. They're called drag marbles or dry marbles because you don't gotta play in no water to make this magic. It's not the best you've ever seen, but practice makes perfect, as does being Russian. I'm using a bunch of different polishes, some creme and some holo of course, so I can play with the formulas and see which drag marble's the best. Let's do some more because I love wasting my nail polish. Oh good, here's an example of what not to do. Don't press down too hard with your dragging tool or else you'll break up the polish like Moses in the Red Sea. I am looking for Wi-Fi. So by now I've decided that I like the sewing pin the best, but it was really awkward to hold that stupid ball, so I made myself a new invention. Chop the ball off the sewing pin, shove it into the back of an eraser. I wasn't quite sure how to maneuver this around without stabbing myself, so I put an eraser on the other end. Now who wants to roast some marshmallows? I took the eraser off of the side that was the pointiest and then shoved the other eraser back into the end of the pencil. I'm Mrs. MacGyver and I'm ready to drag. It's actually pretty challenging not to press down too hard with the needle when you're doing this because I feel like anytime you have a sharp pointy object in your hand, you just feel inclined to stab something. You know what I'm saying? I should probably explain how I've been cleaning my utensils. You can wipe off some of the excess polish on the mat itself or dip it in a cap filled with acetone and then rub it off on paper towel. Oh wait, what am I doing? That's what these circles are for. You're supposed to put acetone, among other things you want, in these circles so you don't have to use a cap like I just did. Good job, Christine. You really know how to demo a product. Wait a second. If I can put acetone in here, then I can put water in here. Holy shit. I have a genius idea, and it involves shooting up. Not drugs, silly, shooting water. What if I inject water into these little circles and make it like a miniature water marble cup without the mess of the cup and all that bullshit? Because of the silicone mat surface, the water didn't want to spread. It wanted to stay in a tiny bubble, so I had to push it out with the syringe to make it spread. And looks like I'm gonna try to water marble after all. I still suck at this. Yo, what if you could suck the water out from under the water marble and that way it would dry faster so you can turn it into a decal? Just pretend the water marble looked good. Okay, now I'm excited. Let's try this again. I feel like a legit scientist right now. I mean, I'm doing so much science. I've got a petri dish, a silicone mat working space station, a professional grade syringe, but shit, that looks terrible. Whoa, it's like an amoeba, a hollow amoeba. I think I almost f***ed that one up on purpose just because I wanted to suck out the water from underneath because it's so satisfying. Okay, let's try this again with boring creme polish because I feel like it probably water marbles better. But what is that? See, like, why did that happen to that one ring? No circles I do stay uniform, and dragging the polish is just not working for me. I'm deflating it like my emotions. Okay, that's it. I give up. I suck at real water marbles. So I'm just gonna put out a call out to anyone who can actually water marble and has this mat. Please try this yourself. Try it and then tag me on Instagram, tag me on Facebook, tag me on YouTube, tag me on Snapchat. Oh, I don't think you can do that. Do whatever you need to do to try out this technique and get it to work, because clearly I just don't have this talent. Oh, by the way, this isn't actually a heroin syringe. She used it for Menchie's medicine when she was a sick little baby. Okay, back to reality. I guess we gotta figure out mat marbling. Look at that stop motion action. Christine, have you not learned anything? Stop dragging so hard. Sveta would not be proud of you. I do like this color scheme though, so I've decided to stick with these 3 primary colors. Well, I guess pink isn't a primary color, is it? Who made those rules anyways? Yo, pardon my French, but this looks f***ing amazing. But I guess that's what happens when you try and drag marble like 72 times. These are the 3 colors I ended up going with. I put the links below except for one of them because you can only get it in Canada. Sorry, the rest of the world. Now watch me drip. Kill it. Now watch me drag. Okay. Now watch me drip. Now watch me drag. Can you do it? Ooh, watch me. Ooh, watch me. Ooh, watch me. And now we let dry and step away from the mat because we've inhaled too many fumes. Look at that pretty mat. Also, I got a second camera so I can show you this and show you my camera setup. How cool is that? Simply analogical at work in the lab. So I think I waited maybe 20 or maybe 30 minutes before peeling them off, but there's 2 different ways you can peel them off. One is just peel it off with a little tool like what I'm doing here. But I realized that it wasn't really working out that well because it kept getting a little bit stuck and it didn't want to come off in one clean pull. And then it started ripping in the middle and was ruining my artwork. So I was like, well, crap, I should probably find a better way to get this off. When in doubt, do what the Russians do. At least the parts that don't require actual talent. And in this case, that meant putting on a quick dry top coat over top of the decal, letting that dry for another 10 minutes or so, and then peeling it off. I was kind of hoping that I didn't have to use a top coat because then I'd be wasting like 18 times as much. But in the end, it peeled up a lot better with a top coat, so I'd probably recommend doing that if you don't want to risk ruining your beautiful designs. Top coat, not taco. Why do you guys think I'm always saying tacos? Stop thinking about food. Go eat something. Also, I need to warn you about a polish that I now know stains a silicone mat. The mat was stained a nice neon greenish yellow, and it would not come off with acetone. I probably should have read the warning about staining polishes. I guess life gave him lemons to stain things with. But guess what? Staining will not affect the effectiveness or use of the mat whatsoever. It's literally just a stain. Wow, this strangely reminds me of something I have to repeat in every single one of my videos. Anyways, so I peeled up the rest of my top-coated DIY water marble decals, and I realized I only used shimmer polish. I thought about putting holo on it though. I really did. I really thought about it. But I decided it would probably cover up the water marble looking design, which was kind of the point of this video. So I didn't want to take away from that, okay? I prepped my nail first with some peel off base because I always use it, that's why. And I went to look at all of the scissors that you guys have sent me to my P.O. box. And I'm so grateful that you want me to be Russian so bad. Thank you so much. Now that I have like 6 pairs of Russian scissors, no one needs to send me anymore. Please, keep them for yourself. So you can do this. I just chopped out a nice looking square that's gonna fit right on my nail. Except I rounded it because I wanted it to perfectly fit on my nail like I see Sveta doing all the time. How does she get it so perfect every single time? You're gonna need a base coat or a nail polish, whatever, anything to make your nail a little bit sticky before putting on the decal. And just start pushing down on it with a rubber cuticle pusher or whatever tool you can find. Did we forget what's on my other hand? Oh shit! Look what's on my other hand! It's a bunch of random hollows because my hand went a little crazy. This will all be explained in a future video. I swear it will make sense later, just not now. Now I just look crazy. It's fine. So you're supposed to press down on the decal and kind of like spread it out so it fits your nail, but look how curved my nails are and the decal does not want to fit on the C-curve. I guess this is one of those times that having a really strong C-curve really sucks. But never mind that, why did no one warn me that using the Russian scissors and cutting this close to your cuticle is really scary? I feel like I'm gonna cut my skin off. Yeah. So I'm mad struggling to get this to fit my nail right now. Who knew this would be the hard part? Who knew? Another trick to putting on decals I've seen people do is just take a cleanup brush, dip it in acetone, and then use it to kind of push down around the edges of the decal. That way the polish kind of sinks into and bonds down to the nail, if that makes any sense. I'm still having difficulty smoothing this out though because my nail is so curved. When you've messed with the decal enough and managed to get it to fit on your nail, add a glossy top coat and now you're done and ready to go be friends with Sveta. And you can also go brag to all your friends about the awesome water marble you just did on your nails, even though you won't have used water at all. But a quick reminder to anyone who can actually water marble, please try out that create and contain circle water marble thing I did and turn it into a decal. I really want to know if it works because my evaluation of it can't be trusted. Alright, I hope you enjoyed how to cheat at water marbling part 2 and stay tuned for part 3. That's right, there's gonna be another part of this. Thanks so much for watching then, I'll see y'all later, bye!